Alright YouTube, second vlog of this day. I have a Star Wars shirt because this vlog will be all about Star Wars. I'll be breaking it into two segments. The first segment, I'll be talking about some images from the behind the scenes of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which comes out May 2026, and I'm super excited for that movie. I know at first, or in some of my videos, I said I had like iffy feelings and I was sort of anxious while also excited, as I had high hopes, but was also a little worried. Well, after seeing these images, I have a lot more faith in the direction of this movie, and I think it's going to be really good, so I'll display some of the images and give my opinions. So when I first saw that very image of the Jabba the Hutt-like character putting his hands up as if he's like, winning a fight, the first thing I thought of was the Detective Pikachu movie and the fight arena scene, which was very different from the Pokemon battles that we see in the Pokemon games and the Pokemon anime. But this vlog isn't about Pokemon, this is about Star Wars, but I bring that up because that was such a cool scene, and I think that it would sort of be similar to the Mandalorian and Grogu style as Detective Pikachu, as now that I think about it, the characters are kind of similar between the trainer and Detective Pikachu himself with Mando and Grogu. But anyways, I think that'll be a super cool scene, as I'm guessing this Jabba the Hutt-like character is a champion or a skilled fighter, and that Mandalorian's going to give him a run for his money, and by run for money I mean he's going to beat him a new one. And in that second shot, it looks exactly like a throwback and sort of an homage to Empire Strikes Back when you saw inside the AT-AT, which was a super cool scene, and definitely kind of gives me the vibes, as although the character's hat was dark grayish black in Empire Strikes Back, this one's a pure white, which kind of gives me the idea or impression that it'll be on a snowy planet. And these next two images are super cool. I love the first one. I'm guessing this will be sort of the Mos Eisley Cantina scene equivalent of the Mandalorian and Grogu, as we know we have a lot of sort of scenes in other Star Wars movies that paid a lot of homage and got a lot of inspiration from that scene, whether it was in the original trilogy, the prequels, or the sequels, or even any other ones, as this is a big screen live action Star Wars movie, not just a series. So I think it would be cool if they gave us a Mos Eisley Cantina type scene, which Mandalorian would be great at. And on the bottom, I recognize those little critters. I remember seeing one in the Rise of Skywalker, which I thought was an interesting movie, to say the least. I won't deny it that I've only seen it once, and when I did see it in theaters 6, 5, however long years ago, I'm blanking on the time at the moment, but I will admit I did kind of like it when I first saw it, although I did feel a little surprised and confused, and I haven't watched it since, so it's kind of hard for me to give my opinions, as I have very mixed feelings about it. But sort of interesting definitely sums up the movie well, and those characters were definitely not a problem I had with the movie, so I think it's cool to see new Star Wars critters, or not really new, but sort of cool practical aliens. So that's enough about the Mandalorian and Grogu. As you guys may or may not have heard, Ryan Gosling is being a star in the next Star Wars movie, which takes place after the Rise of Skywalker, and it's called Starfighter. So I sort of drew him in a Star Wars style character. As you can see, if you understand what this reference is, a direct reference to a deleted scene in Return of the Jedi. I owe you a cookie if you know this reference, but what I was sort of doing, I'll tell you guys a reference anyways, it's sort of him deciding between light and dark, so sort of the conflict, as I sort of kind of wanted to make this character, Ryan's character, sort of the melting pot of Star Wars characters. That's why he's got sort of this Mandalorian bounty hunter armored style character, but it's also in a different color scheme, and I gave the references to the moon and the sun, which we see in A New Hope. So hopefully I did a good job drawing Ryan's facial features as well as this cool armor character. I also sort of gave him these little gauntlet things, the spiky arms, because sort of based off Batman's spiky gauntlets, which I admit there was a point where I was thinking Ryan Gosling would be a cool Batman, so I kind of wanted to pay a subtle reference to that. And there's the blaster and the bounty hunter jetpack. I don't think he's going to be a bounty hunter in the movie, but just drew this for fun to show you guys this cool artwork. So don't have too much to say about that movie. I just, as we know much more about the Mandalorian and Grogu than we do about that movie, but fingers crossed that it's a good one. And until then, thank you all so much for watching. I love Star Wars, and I love you guys. Goodbye.